Hey y'all, Disobey. And today, I think I've turned a corner. Dude, it's an infinite infinitely reprogrammable energy process. That's what you and I are. And don't ever be set in your ways, dude. Always look for change. Because it's the only thing you can bet on. um, and how that goes is up to you. It really is. Uh, First things first, the meeting I had with my friend went very well. One of my oldest and best friends went very well. I got a text from another old friend that, I've spoken to a lot more recently, just in a little while we haven't spoken. But they reached out to me, so that was great. I didn't expect that. I've recently sold my soul to Rumi. Meaning, the Buddha is my mind. Jesus is my gut, my rock. He's what I bet my chips on. And Rumi is the wildfire that sets my soul ablaze, dude. And Yogananda is the fusion. It's so pure. It's so real. It's so good. And I need you to. I want you to. I wish you to be here now. And be loved now. Oh, man. You guys, let me read this to you. My ground of being, I give it up to Kali. The phenomenally relative world, I give it up to Krishna. Maha Avatar Babaji and Pamasambhava, they are the producers of my Disobey team. Adi Shankaracharya and Nagarjuna are the coaches of my Disobey team. Adi's head coach for motivation, and Nagarjuna's assistant coach for tactile demolition. The Buddha's my mind, I said that. Jesus is my gut, my stomach, my rock. He's been with me the whole time. I've spent the most time in training with the Buddha, but I've walked the most with Jesus, for sure. Rumi is my heart. I said my soul earlier, but my heart is what I meant. I sold my heart to Rumi. Rumi is my heart. I said sold my soul, but that's because just a George Carlin in me. Actually, really. So the blues, I was about to get to the list of my first teachers, which I'll get to, but actually, just real quick before I forget, my actual first teachers were, of course, my parents' love, my family love, my friends love, for sure, but my other real teachers, dude, were the blues, rock and roll, and Carlin, for sure. And honestly, my love of fantasy and sci-fi is something else, too. Oh, and speaking of, just real quick, you guys, I've realized, do you remember that thing in, I don't watch a lot of sci-fi, thriller, horror. I've told you that. I love sci-fi, but not like thriller and horror and stuff. But I have seen those alien newer ones. And do you remember that, black goo thing that, takes over people? Guys, that's what the Western mind is. We are infected, dude. We have, we've been infected, dude. We're way too sharp, cunning, conniving, keen, scheming, and logical for our own good, dude. We're calculating. And that's just you guys, try to wrap your head around infinity. And now try to calculate infinity. Try to divide infinity. It's impossible. Dude, logistics is perfect. I love it. Logistics is great. But dude, at a certain point, you give it up to the consciousness that is. And then when you look back at thousands of year old methodology and hundreds of thousands of year old ancient hunter gatherer ancestor practices, you guys, you're fools. We're fools to not take this on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to not be like that. Those embers are gonna have to die out, but that's kind of what I'm making this video for, is because I can feel that energy dwindling. Like, it's still there a little bit. But, you guys, we are fools. We are fools. We are so wrong. We are so led astray. We have been infected. We have been taken over by a mind virus, you guys. And it's not anything recent. Like, no conspiracy theories like that. Like, no, it's fucking... Yo, this shit is fucking... This shit goes back, dude. I'm talking, like, Sumer, Babylon, Assyria. That kind of shit. If you want to talk conspiracies, I'm talking, like, shit like that, okay? And what comes from those things? Rome, Greece, Abraham. So you can say those six. The beastly six. Sumer, Babylon, Assyria, Rome, Greece, and Abraham. Yeah, boom. Oh, and then the seven deadly sins, materialism. Ka-ching! Make sure we don't forget that. But remember, the truth is qualiatic quantum, Hindi Booty Dowie Sufi Jew Christ, named Jane, because that's everything. Because it's you. You are the truth. Don't let their institutional knowledge, logic, dogma take you over. It's knowledge, guys. Knowledge is great, but it's not wisdom. Knowledge is beautiful. But, like, it's like data, knowledge, logic, and wisdom. Like, that's the order. You gather data. Data's information. Oh man, I messed it up. I'm missing it. Hold on. Nah, I messed it up. But add information into the thing I just said before. Right? Add information in right before data to the list I said before. And that's the list. But all that falls into the observer, you guys. And there's thousands of year old methodology out there that we just need to turn to. I'm telling you, it's the truth. I've done just about everything this body mind can, other than, turn to love and show you guys that turning to love is now the answer, because, dude, it's the single positron universe, you guys. They're never going to get anything better than that. That's they're going to finite it, but that's that little data point that they need, like, it's the sing, and I didn't do anything. No, guys, ready? Mahavatar Babaji, Padmasambhava, Adi Shankaracharya, Nagarjuna, the Buddha, Jesus, Rumi, Yogananda, Nandamaya Ma, Sri Yukteswara, Ramakrishna, Sri Sarada Devi, Alan Watts, Jita Krishnamurti, Rupert Spira, Bernardo Kastrup, Swami Vivekananda, Nisargadatta Maharaj, Ramana Krishna, and so many more. They found the single positron universe through this body-mind, okay? And we're done with those terms either. Body-mind isn't really a thing, you guys. It's one field of energy. Awareness being. And you can call it pure consciousness. And then all of this is qualiatic optical energy within pure consciousness, okay? That's it. There's nothing else going on here. And pure consciousness is a screen. And let me say it like this. Again, reality is the ultimate screen. And the ground of being is the entirety of this screen. But within this screen, there's a center where all these saints and masters live. And that's the white light. And around the white light is, let's just keep it with humans. Even though there's probably really like 10 to the power of 100 different conscious observers. Who could even count? See what I'm trying to say? We're trying to count. Like, that's just what I literally just use, you guys, like, just to wrap my head around. I turn their particles into conscious observers, because the only real thing that's going on out here, you guys, is a interference pattern within the screen. So again, there's the entirety of the screen. The middle of the screen is like white light. That's where the masters, that's what they When you and I look out and see phenomena in our 3D world, whatever is going through their consciousness streams right now is the white light. We can't fathom that, so we just call it white light and say whatever Jesus is doing right now, we just write it off as white light. Because there's no point in trying to contemplate what they observe. You and I could never, ever go read the craziest trips. Go read the most saintliest books. The stuff you read it's unfathomable. It's ineffable. So we just write off what they observe in this moment. You could say, actually, that's fair. In this moment, what they observe in the now is ineffable white light. And then around that middle ineffable white light screen is 8 to 9 billion different human screens. And, like I said before, I turn their particle count into conscious observer counts. Because, you guys, all that their particles are is just a point between interference patterns. And interference patterns come from the conscious observer. Okay? So that's just how I do it. I don't know if that's true or not, but, we're in uncharted territory over here, bruh. And I know that there's nothing going on out here other than qualiatic optical energy in flux. There's not solid things. It's not a world out there. Any more than there's a world on a screen. So don't, not you guys, but, the elites they know this. They just don't want to admit it. So, keeping it to just humans, the cosmic screen for us to contemplate is the screen in total, the center's white light, and then 8 to 9 billion different human screens. And the ground of being knows what we are all doing at all times because we are all the ground of being. What sees out of my eyes is what sees out of your eyes. And the world that I'm experiencing right now is interfered by you. Right now. No matter what time. It's now, because you are that which is. Do you see that? At a certain point, you guys, it's really hard for the Western mind, but we have to throw our images, symbols, logic, words, math, arithmetic, equations, all this stuff into the garbage. Not the garbage, into the void. We have to give it back to the ground of being, you guys. Because it's not ultimate truth. It's very helpful tools. Very helpful tools. But think about it like this, you guys. Everything we just mentioned aren't even as good a tools as just being here now in this world that isn't even entirely true, because all that this world is just energy in flux. But our hunter-gatherer ancestors didn't have so much words, logic, math, equations, arithmetic. They didn't have all this stuff. All they had was the qualiatic optical energy flux of the tiger, of the bow and arrow, of the trees. So do you see how much samsara we're in? No offense, you guys, but our hunter-gatherer ancestors were already living in, we can't even fathom what kind of world they were living in, okay? But let's just say that they were living in this 3D world, because I'm saying, you guys, they were probably interacting with, stuff that we read about, okay? That's, considered fairy tales or whatever. But let's just keep it simple. They only interacted with the frogs and the toads and the tigers and the birds, right? Let's just keep it with that. Nothing fanciful, okay? Dude, I actually forget what I was talking about. Right, the double samsara, because we're already in we're in double samsara, dude, because they were in samsara. Think about it like this: if a hunter-gatherer didn't pay attention to the tribe, they were gonna get eaten by that tiger. And if they were freaking out after the tiger was gone, they were living almost like we are now, because we live as if there's a tiger out there when really it's just we're freaking out about our work schedule or something like that. And yes, there are so many of us who have it a lot worse. I'm just trying to generalize and hone in on the quote-unquote average typical human being. Yes, many of us experience traumatic and horrendous things, and we all grieve and have our own things for sure. And I myself went through a massive amount of suffering and trauma and stuff, so we all have that. But I'm just trying to say that we a lot of our suffering and trauma would be even lessened if we knew stuff like this. Imagine if you knew that you were an infinitely reprogrammable energy process instead of a static human being living in a short amount of time on an infinite timeline, never to be aware of anything ever again. Like, guys, go research consciousness on YouTube. It's absurd. Like, people think literally, like, they've never looked to the east, you guys. And I only know because I did it so hard. I was the most wrong, the most ignorant, the most stupid, the most nihilistic, pessimistic, atheistic, materialistic, scientismistic, consumeristic, egoistic, ignorant, arrogant. Like, how many words can we describe, right? Like, you know, doomist, right? Like, doomer, right? But when you come from rock and roll, conspiracies, and you know, all stuff like that, and you're not grounded in anything like this, you can lose yourself hard, you know. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying anything about conspiracies, because so many of them are way more true than you could ever imagine. And I'm not trying to scare y'all, because you guys, what I'm trying to get at is we make this reality. So you guys, what I've learned, you guys, literally up until about like a week ago, I would have probably up until about 2 or 3 years ago, I probably would have laughed in your face if you had told me there are higher powers at play. Before, I was like, dude, there's greed, there's power, there's force, there's cunning, there's keenness, there's intelligence, yeah, but you're gonna try to sit here and tell me there's love and higher workings and plays at work. Not like fatalist, because you guys, you are free. You have free participatory will. You are a sovereign participant. Guys, God, the real God is a Godhead, and the Godhead is a motherboard. And the motherboard is the universal, the ultimate dimensional energy modulator. It's not like, I said something before in a video that was wrong. I said it will let anything happen for better or worse. It won't let anything happen for worse, dude. I mean, it will for sure. Like, it will let things happen for sure, because we are free sovereign participants. But there are certain things, you guys, that go on when you choose to lock into love, dude. You guys, when you choose to lock into love, certain things go on here, and the ineffable still remains ineffable, but it becomes understandable to the silent. Do you see what I'm trying to say? I can't really say anything more than that now. You know, if I say anything more than that now, I'd be wrong, you guys. Like, because I don't know how to word it properly, but I can tell you there is energy and motion that you and I could never contemplate. Never. And it's honestly not really worth contemplating that kind of shit. What's worth contemplating is, how is the single positron universe true? That's worth contemplating. And then the shit that we're talking about right here is worth contemplating after that. Do you see that? I can understand this stuff and talk about this stuff to myself, within my own being, because I'm understanding it. But if I were to say certain things, you just wouldn't. I mean, honestly, you guys, yeah, it's like, it's ineffable. It's ineffable, you guys. I couldn't explain it to you. You have to go witness and experience stuff like this for yourself. You guys, I will tell you anything and everything I can. Believe me, anything I can make effable, I will make effable. I'm trying to explain to you the ground of being and the infinite white light and all the rainbow qualia in between. It's ineffable, you guys. I'm trying to tell you that God isn't real in the way that the Abraham religions make you think, but if you look to the East, if you can understand that the Buddhist traditions and the Vedic traditions are two sides of the same coin, there's something grander going on here, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. And any questions you have about this will be answered through them. I promise, dude. I promise. You guys, seriously. So I want to finish this up. I had Mahavatar Babaji and Pamas Baba as the producers, Adi and Nagarjuna as the coaches, the Buddha as my mind, Jesus as my gut, my stomach, my rock, Rumi as my heart, Yogananda as, oh, this is what I did. So I made so before I had Ramakrishna as my spiritual father and Anandamayi Ma as my spiritual mother, but there's no way around it. Yogananda is my spiritual father, and Anandamayi Ma is my spiritual mother. Ramakrishna is my spiritual uncle, my god uncle, whatever, and his wife Sri Sarada Devi is my auntie, my god auntie, and Alan Watts is my first teacher. Jita Krishnamurti is my second teacher. Rupert Spira is my third teacher. Bernardo Kastrup is my scientific entrance. Swami Vivekananda is the manager, the organizer, my organizer. And you guys, so funny enough, I've never had grandfathers. So my paternal grandfather, I'm named directly after him, and he died when my father was quite young, at 11. And my maternal grandfather died some years before I was born. So I never met either of them. But I have spiritual grandfathers. You guys, Nisargadatta Maharaj, I don't know why, for some reason right now in the moment I feel like I'm being called to make him my maternal grandfather, and Ramana Maharshi is my paternal grandfather. And I have so many more people to map out, you guys, but like, this is my team, you guys, and you guys, like, you have to understand, like, I have the single positron universe as defense because it's Wheeler's single electron turned into Dirac's positron with Feynman's mapping based off of Schrodinger's screen of infinite superposition, backed up by the four corners of Gehord-Cantor's infinities, Kirkendall's incompleteness theorems, John von Neumann's consciousness observer collapsing the wave function, and Eugene Wigner's friend. And then, again, these corners are mapped into the infinities, are covered by Adi Shankaracharya, so that's the Eastern knowledge. I just mapped out the Western knowledge. This corner over here is mapped out by Nagarjuna. He completes Kirkendall. This corner is mapped out with Jesus, John von Neumann, the conscious observer collapsing the wave function, the one. I and my Father are one. Thine eye be single, thy body be full of light. That's the conscious observer collapsing the wave function. That's John von Neumann. And Wigner, the Buddha, the interconnectedness. So just so I can hammer it home for y'all, does it not say in your textbooks, in your physics, math, and science textbooks that ye are infinite? Does it not say in your physics, math, and science textbooks that ye are incomplete without me? Does it not say in your physics, math, and science textbooks that ye are the conscious observer that collapses the wave function? Does it not say in ye math, physics, and science textbooks that ye are one of Wigner's interconnected friends? You guys, you literally, von Neumann literally vouches for you. You instantaneously become one of Wigner's friends. That you have just completed Gödel's incompleteness theorem for yourself. Gödel walks up and shakes your hand. And then when you're done shaking that hand with Gödel, you literally take Cantor's hand and you walk into infinity with the other three behind you holding Cantor's hand. Make it cheesy. Make it corny. He earned it, dude. Make it your own little movie scene in your head. You're going into the infinity with the elites of the elites, you guys. Yes, and Schopenhauer is our philosophical, angry, fucking relative, angry grandfather or uncle who's like, I told y'all, like, yes, it's true. You can literally walk into infinity with Cantor, Gödel, von Neumann, Wigner, Schrodinger, Wheeler, Feynman, and Dirac. You can do that. And Einstein, and De Broglie, and Madame Curie, and so many other people, you guys. You can walk into infinity with all of them because they proved it. It took all this time and all this knowledge to put together these titans of Western logic and knowledge and arithmetic and mathematics to no longer can anybody deny what Dirac, Schrodinger, Wheeler, and Feynman found, okay? There's no way anybody can take that away, dude. The positron is the continuous becoming of aware being. And all of this is electrons. Which means, you guys, it's all the same energy becoming and cooling down. Electron is just what we called when it's cooled down enough to observe it in still frame. That's all that's happening. There's not a world out there, guys. You're in the movie. You are the movie. You're the producer, the script writer, the actor. I don't know how many times I've been told this. It's hard to swallow. But you need to accept this pill and walk into infinity. You are the one. You are the one. There is no one, no thing, nobody outside you. Because you are everybody, everything. You guys, don't be scared of the ground of being. Now, you guys, I'm going to be real with you real quick. I told you, I'll be straight up with you guys about everything. When you ask questions like this to Rupert or Muji or stuff like that, they're probably going to be silent with you. And for good fucking reason, okay? I've studied Christianity, I've studied Buddhism, I studied Hindu, I studied all these religions, guys, okay? There's not really one of them that doesn't talk about some sort of darker karmic undertaking for what we do wrong in this existence, right? So, Christianity talks about hell, Buddhism talks about being trapped in hungry ghost realms or hell being realms for millions of years. And you can look at it as a hell to go to. You can look at it as just a mindset stuck in samsara for that long. If you don't choose to collapse your karma right now and be here now and submit yourself to this single positron universe, to the fact that there's something higher going on in front of you. Because this is, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to say that no matter where you go to study this stuff, they all talk about something not so great happening. But here's the thing. I think it's more of a psychological stuck in samsara. I don't think that you go to like some hell realm, okay? I think you're just stuck in psychological hell. This is my opinion, you guys. There's no... And this is what the West should be focused on anyways. We shouldn't be worried about spiritual hell realms or anything. You should be thinking about the fact that since you are the energy of the universe, you can rest assured that phenomena, you guys, Buddhism has samsara and nirvana. That's the same thing with the West now. The West has phenomena and noumena. It's the same thing. Phenomena is samsara. That just means you're going to be... What I'm trying to say is, you guys, you will be... Because I think about it like this. Like, I was a hungry ghost for like 7 or 8 years, because that's what I'm trying to get at. Don't be thinking about like you're gonna go be born into some scary spirit. To me, guys, this is hell. Okay, I was in hell, you guys. I was a hungry ghost for 7 years. I had a neck so long and a stomach so full of alcohol, I was a literal, and I couldn't move unless I had to go to work. I was the definition of a functioning alcoholic, and I was 80% alcohol, 20% functioning. Just 20% was good enough to pass, literally, guys. Drinking no less than a liter of vodka a fucking day, dude, just to fucking stay alive, you guys, to stay upbeat, you guys, literally. Okay, I was a hungry ghost, sitting there, slugging. I could never drink enough. So don't be born into that. You guys, don't be scared about giving things up either. Give up what you know you need to give up. Look I still get coffee. I still get a little Tweedledee, Tweedledum. I get my philosophy. I get my friends back. I get, hopefully a chick in my life. No rush for that, because honestly, I'm in no rush to commit myself to someone, but just to enjoy the presence of a steady female in my life. Oh my God. As a friend, or maybe something more than a friend, would be so amazing. So that's all I'm hoping for. That's all I want. I want to stay in the light. I want to stay in the love, dude. That's all I want. So, don't continue on the path of being in samsara, of living in the world of phenomena. Live in the world of the noumena. Because you are the noumena that Kant didn't really... I mean, he knew about it. He just didn't know he was it. Guys, we don't mess with Kant. Kant is... Every time you think of Kant, you do a little bow in your head. That's what I do, because Kant is amazing. Kant's what allows for Soapy, okay? So, we don't knock on Kant for being a dualist. Kant and Plato get absolute passes for being dualists. Absolutely, dude. And Avicenna, too. Those three in my book always get passes. Because Avicenna, dude, he did the floating man. He literally got right down to everything, except he just didn't take away the mind. He kept the mind. He had, you'd still be like, you know, yourself, your spirit, floating, your mind, thinking, you know, in the floating man, which is he essentially described being in the Vanta Black, deafening silence, ground shaking stillness, so many hundreds and maybe even 1,000 plus years ago. But he kept the mind. See, dualist. So he thought like there was a mind realm and a material realm, where there's really only a consciousness play of phenomena within the noumena. And the noumena is awareness being. And you are that awareness being. I am that awareness being. Maha Avatar Babaji is that awareness being. You guys, Jesus Christ is that ground of being. The Buddha is that ground of being. Rumi is that ground of being. They are now. They are not before, guys. They're not. I'm telling you, they're not. And if you really want me to be straight up with you guys, I know through just an innumerable amount of synchronicities and more than I'm trying to tell you, I haven't like heard any voices, okay? I just know you guys from my own personal journey, from studying the West and the East, stumbling upon the single positron, dude, it's time to hang out the separate, apparently dualistic world. It's such fucking bullshit, you guys. It's so fake. It's so fake. It's so... I've seen it go out, you guys. That's how I know I'm right, you guys. All this stuff adds up to the literal happening that I became, okay? All of this studying is great. I can do... You guys, I tried to do every video, essentially, up until, like, the last, like, probably few months ago. I was trying to do without my void seizure. I was trying to explain my theory, my opinion, why I was right, whatever. You guys, it all comes back to my ground of being... becoming, because that Vanta Black, ground shaking stillness, deafening silence is the infinite potential for anything that you could go read about in Autobiography of a Yogi by Mahavatar Babaji, to anything you could dream about, to any wildest dream you've ever had, which is... who knows what reality is outside of the human interface, you guys, is what I'm trying to get at. Reality is not what it appears to us, and it's not a solid, separate world. It is a world of energy and flux. Now, it's not... You guys, think about it like the ground of being is the most realist thing of all. You don't need to worry, you're safe. But if you want to think about it like the ground of being, because you guys, the positron is a pulse. It's not a thing. It's not a particle. It's not a mental thing. It's the actual pulse. So you guys, I'll just describe it real quick. I literally I literally had happening. I happened to become the ground of being. I don't even have words for it. While becoming the pulse, the positronian pulse, the positronian time dilated instantaneous pulse of reality. You guys, that's how I know the positron is true, because it's the pulse. It's not like a thing. Do you remember me showing you the funnel? This is not the funnel I showed you before, but this is another one. But do you see that funnel right there? Do you see like how it's kind of like a volcano? It looks like there's a pyramid on the ground and it's shooting out lava, and that little funnel point. Do you see that? That's the positron, but that's just a 2D replica mind model. What that actually is, you guys, is a pulsation. A cosmic, universal, divine, holy, energetic, really, pulsation. It's creation. It's what is. It's what you are. You guys, I time dilated instantaneously while being able to become aware, to be aware, the entirety of the time dilation. Instantaneously see the generation, degeneration of the RGB, the red, green, blue flash of qualitative optical energy. Instantaneously coming to in the ambulance, 7 to 10 minutes, generous, because maybe it could have been 15 minutes. I say 7 to 10. In our phenomenal world, happening world went by. Guys, it's not... Guys, you are the black hole out there. There is no black holes out there. You are the black holes. You are. This is. Think about it like this, you guys. Everything you know is a snap of Vanta Black energy into the red, green, blue. And past, the furthest out that you can't see is the white light that you're going to get to at the end of your happening, at the end of your life. I would recommend hitting that white light, because that's the quote-unquote end of this happening into your next happening. Do you see what I'm saying? So the ground of being, the Vanta Black ground of being, the Vanta Black mother, the Vanta Black womb in which everything arises, gets its being from, wants you to play. She doesn't want to call you home too often. Do you see what I'm trying to say? She called me home out of necessity, because I was an ignoramus, okay? She wants you to go out and play, dude, but she wants you to respect her rules, dude, which means you treat yourself and everyone else out here with love. And if you don't, bro, karma's real, and it will come for you. Kali is coming for you. She loved all of her children equally. She really does. So, like, dude, I'm gonna lay out one more little batch real quick, because I realized I messed it up, and I have a pen and paper so I can show you. We'll see if I can get away with this, because it'll be the test, because I'm trying not to spill. I don't have a cover this time. But you guys, just to show you, look at, I messed it up last time. Okay. So guys, for the West, it's Energeticism. And Energeticism has phenomena and noumena. The East has Kriya Yoga, Kashmir Shaivism, Advaita Vedanta, Theravada Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism, Zen Buddhism, Yogacara Buddhism, Vajrayana Buddhism, Dzogchen Buddhism, Taoism, Bon. It has all sorts of things. Go research the East. It's endless. But it has samsara and nirvana. we have phenomena and noumena, but another name for phenomena, because you can live in phenomena while being noumena and enjoy the phenomena. But if you live in phenomena and you don't act, you're not grounded in noumena, you literally live in that right there. Samsara. It's Sam Harris backwards. It literally is. It's Sam Harris. Harris spelled backwards. So I was calling it Sam Sisra. I was adding too many S's. It's Sam Sura, which is Samsara. So guys, be careful who you listen to. Sam is right in a sense that there's no world out there. But he's so wrong in how it's grounded because there's an infinite energetic world out there. So I don't know what he's talking about. Because what I was trying to say is, think about the ground of being as the base, and then the positron as the pulse. And then every other particle stems from that first little particle from the grid. Right? Like, think about... Oh, man. Wait, it's this one. I think it's this. This is what we want. Oh, yeah, I think it's over here. Yep. Right, so see this blue one? Do you see this energy grid? Keep this blue one as the ground of being real quick. Is this the background? No, we'll keep the black one. No, keep the blue one because I can do my fingers better. Do you see the blue one right there? Okay. That's what's happening in our reality. Now, think about this positron. This is the ground of being. This is the first atom in creation, even though there's a gajillion more. We're just trying to keep it simple. Do you see how you can't do what I'm doing? What I'm trying to do, you guys, is the Western version. You can't do what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to make it simple. So this gives rise to this one, gives rise to these two, gives rise to this one, gives rise to these two, but it's really all this happening. But what I'm trying to say is that ground of being pulsates, creates that second positron, because behind every electron is a positron becoming. So behind every electron cooling down is a positron becoming, which is really just yin and yang, guys. Every particle you can think of is just a becoming and cooling down, a yinning and a yanging. It's nothing, guys. They're so fucking with us, okay? So I'm just trying to make it simple. That think about it like this, okay? I hate to do it, but even Buddha did this, I think, at one point. So we're gonna use Brahma, okay? This is Brahman. That's that ground of being right there. That's Brahman. This is Brahma. Okay. So Brahma is something Buddha tried to avoid, but I'm pretty sure even at one point he talked about Brahma and said Brahma was just the first mind stream or something like that. Brahma is no better than you. It's like saying this. It's like saying Yahweh or Yeshua is no better than you, because he's not. He's not. Have him present himself to me and smite me. Great. He'll only be proving my point, because he can't defeat me with logic and truth. Because I am the same pure consciousness, the same aware being as Brahma and Yeshua, Yahweh. Okay? So, what do you think about that? It's the truth. I have a low battery, and I was going to pause it, but just to show how much I really don't care. This is how little time and care I have for Brahma and Yeshua. Smite me, almighty smiter. It's a joke. You guys, you can't be scared of superstitions and fairy tales. I do it out of love to show you that you ride with truth. You don't get scared of people's fake laws and fake dogmatic religions, dude. No. No. You are the truth, okay? Watch. And there's no temple outside of the temple that holds your present existence, okay? Any temple you go to or give money to, you're having a sham. Unless it's like legit. I don't know what goes on in the East, but I can tell you most shit out here in the West. You know? I would literally... I could think of an endless amount of people to give my money to before the Catholic Church is what I'm trying to get at. Sorry, I'm trying not to act like this anymore. At least I haven't sworn. Or anything like that. And I'm not all ragey and angry at Roger and Sam anymore. Although I did make fun of Sam. But that's only because it's so funny. I had to say Sam Sura. I had to say it properly. But dude, yeah, those are like the two titans that, you know, this body mind needs to focus on to take down, because taking down Roger takes out the academics, and taking out Sam takes out the pompous materialist philosophers, dude. They're all wrong. They're all literally wrong. They're so wrong it hurts. It causes samsara. You guys, you are the infinite. No matter what you do or don't do, you add to this interference pattern, because you are the interference pattern. So you can't just like hide away in your turtle shell and think everything's going to be better. We use the turtle because the turtle's always home. So the turtle goes and puts his head in the shell when the job is done, and you know, the yoga's done, and the meditation's done, and the logic's been affirmed, and the love's been taken care of throughout the day. Then the turtle puts its head in its shell. Not when it's scared and doesn't want to face reality. You guys, I'm trying to tell you that you are a sovereign participant that actually has infinite love around you, wanting to support you. Because you are instantaneously connected to Jesus, the Buddha, Adi Shankaracharya, anybody you could think of who you love like that. Your grandfather, your grandma, anybody, anything. Even Yeshua or Brahma, if you love them. Just make sure that you don't put them above you, because they're not above you. No one is above you. No one is above you. That's a good way to put it. No one. No thing is above you. But that's because you are equal to everyone and everything. Because you are a purely conscious sovereign participant, okay? Based in awareness. Based in aware being. You are literally... You cannot be shaken at your core. I've been there. It's ground-shaking stillness. It's deafening silence. I'm going to put it in a metaphor. Yes, I've been to the basement of reality. Yes. And that's kind of what I was trying to get at with hell earlier too, you guys. If you want, I can try to scare you a little bit. I've been to hell. Okay? I'm not scared anymore. I've been to hell. I was a hungry ghost for 6-7 years. Go look up what a hungry ghost looks like, and then think about me sitting in bed, curled up with a vodka bottle, never getting enough vodka, and then being reset by Kali twice. Once having become witness to the ground of being, the Vanta Black Plenum Void. The second, having a hyperspeed seizure. Oh my gosh, my battery. Because of withdrawal from alcohol, guys. Because I went both times 6 hours without a sip, without enough alcohol. That's pathetic. That's the definition of hell. Are you that? Are you? Go look up Buddhist hell. That is the definition of hell. And I would have repeated that for a million more years had I given into that. Had I given in to the West's materialists, atheists, nihilist, consumerist, scientismist. Guys, there are just as much as there are. Think about it like this. I'm sure you can think about it like this because this is where I come from. Can you believe that there are, I hear a lot of speech today on the internet about demonic happenings. Can you believe that there are demonic happenings? Okay. Well, can you believe in holy happenings, divine happenings, and nothing frou-frou? I'm talking about energetic happenings. Don't call them holy, don't call them divine. If you want, you can call them samsaric happenings, hellish happenings, and then you can call them energetic happenings. It keeps it sort of neutral, but, you know, uplifting, because it's energy, it's holy, it's pure, it's divine, it's spiritual, it is. But I see where the West comes from, where they're like, they have the West has that like Buddhist nature where they're like, let's not get too holy about it. Like the modern West. The West comes from Jesus, which loves the holiness, which is the Babaji side. I get it. I get both sides. I really do. I understand it both. But the West has gone way too far, dude. The West has failed miserably. The West is a joke. The West pathetic. The West is a sham. The West fake. The West is propaganda. What other words can I think of? It's hell. The West is hell. And that's only because we don't know we're in hell. And we add to this interference pattern every day. Hell, hell, hell. By retreating and not wanting to do anything or speak anything or not do anything about it, or by adding out of our frustration and anger, which is, you know, we all do all of that all the time, guys. You know? What I'm trying to say, you guys, is that you need to go study Mahavatar Babaji, Padmasambhava, Jesus. You need to study these people. Because they are you. You have that power. Okay? And I gave you those three for a reason. Mahavatar, because he, in the phenomenal world, he represents the white light. Padmasambhava in the phenomenal world, he represents the rainbow world, the rainbow qualia. And in the phenomenal world, Jesus represents the ground of being. Because Jesus is grounded. Jesus, you know, for us Westerners, he's a very grounded, very relatable person. But for this analogy right here, they all represent the phenomenal world, you guys, because they're all, their miracles, their happenings, their energetic happenings are true and miraculous to us. But you guys, they will never be known to any of us if we cannot get grounded in the ground of being, which is the Buddha in this analogy, which is the Vanta Black plenum void, which is the Vanta Black mother, which is the Vanta Black womb that gives rise to all phenomena, and also pulsates all phenomena out of existence too. Do you see that? She lets all phenomena go out to play, and she calls all phenomena home. She is the ultimate. The ground of being. I'll do my best not to give human, but if we're going to call it anything, it's definitely a woman. It's not a male, but it's not even a woman. It's pure consciousness, which consciousness isn't even right because there's nothing there to be conscious of. There's no mind there. It's just pure awareness. Pure aware being. Pure infinite potential. Schrödinger screen of infinite superposition. That is the basement of reality. That is the ground of being. That is indestructible, immovable, ineffable, invulnerable, immortal, infinite. It's unshakable. It's you. It's all of us. It really is. It's everything. And you guys, the human mindset, the human consciousness stream, the consciousness plane of the human, generates and degenerates this happening every 10 to the power of 43 every second. So every second, generation and degeneration happens 10 to the power of 43 times to a human. Think about that. That go write that number out. That's an insane it's an insane number, dude. It can't you can't fathom that number, right? Like it but guys, it's you have to think of it like a spinning disc or a spinning fan. It's just solid at a certain point. It's literally solid. Don't worry about it fluctuating in and out, reality that you know and love, because the reality that you know and love is already in constant flux. It's just the headset makes you think it's pretty stable. It's not stable, bro. It's not. I've seen it go out. I've seen the stability of this reality, and it's anything. Well, no, it's highly stable. Don't get me wrong. I said that wrong. It's incredibly stable. The ground of it is. Your beingness is incredibly stable, incredibly grounded. But the phenomenal world, the phenomenal experience is not stable, bro. It's not something you can bet on. It's not. So, bro, out with Aristotle, in with fucking Nagarjuna, dude. That's what I'm fucking saying, dude. Out with Aristotle, in with Nagarjuna, dude. That's what I'm saying. And if you want to keep your plenum fullness, we go to Adi Shankaracharya. Because the Buddha is essentially Nagarjuna. And all Adi Shankaracharya is the full version of the Buddha. Okay? Buddha is the empty version of Adi. They're the same thing. So don't worry about the wording. Let me say it like this. There's emptiness to Adi's fullness. And there's fullness to the Buddha's emptiness. Okay? And they're both infinite. Because they're both the same thing. They both equal Babaji and Padmasambhava, okay? But I also wanted to say a few things too. A few slogans for energeticism is you're not a person, you are an aperture into the ground of being. You guys think about it like this. The polar bear axiom. Where's the polar bear? Do I have the polar bear anywhere around here? Oh, it's in my pocket. Are you kidding? Okay. See his eyes? Each fur, each little hair comes from something called a dermis. And the dermis is filled with dermal papillae. And the dermal papillae sprout out transparent hairs. And it creates a white polar bear. Okay? Now think of each dermis as a black pupil eye. And each time the dermis opens, it's an aperture. It's an eye. Sprouting a transparent hair, your awareness, which is the aperture, which is the ground of being. I'm just explaining. There's no separation. Don't worry. It's all the same thing. I'm just explaining it in steps. So, the aperture, the pupil, there's a net. What I'm trying to say is, you guys, is the ground of being is an infinite pupil, and within that infinite pupil, within the polar bear, the jet black skin of the polar bear, within that infinite pupil, there's, we'll just say, 10 to the googillion conscious observers, okay? Within the infinite pupil, within the infinite ground of being, there's 10 to the googillion eyeballs opening, okay, and closing. Each time you blink, you are representing that aperture opening and closing. That's all that's going on here. It's just one giant pupil opening and closing 10 to the googillion eyes every uncountable 10 to the power whatever seconds a second, okay? And within those opening and closing apertures, which is you and I, because some apertures probably go in and, like, the human goes in and out at 10 to the power 43, other beings, whatever, probably do 10 to the power, but I'm not going to try to get too woo-woo or whatever. I'm not going to speak about aliens or something like that, but, like, I'm just saying 10 to the power 43 isn't, like, ultimate reality. It's the human headset, okay? So, to keep it simple, let's have the infinite pupil with only 8 to 9 billion opening eyes, okay? Every 10 to the power of 43 a second, there's 8 to 9 billion eyes opening and closing on an infinite screen of no thingness, creating a qualiatic optical energy interference pattern that looks like the world that we know, okay? Let's just keep it Earth, let's just keep it humans, let's just keep it simple. When you go sit next to Neil and you look out there, that's nothing. It's nothing but light energy at play. And if you were a master and were able to move your body over there, how many ever light years away or whatever, because, guys, everything's within the ground of being. So think about, like, the distance between Earth and the farthest galaxy in a movie on the movie screen. It's all on the screen. So a master knows that. So the master can just go to the furthest galaxy whenever it needs to or wants to, dude. Do you understand that, you guys? There's no, like... Because what I'm trying to say is, like, when you sit next to Neil and look out, that's nothing but energy and light. But if you were able to teleport or whatever over there, then it would appear physical to you. Do you see what I'm saying? Because everything's within it that exists to you, and then when you look away, it's literally not within your registering. Okay, it's not within your Wigner's friend. Now it's within the superposition of the interference pattern added to by every other conscious observer. You guys, I am highly uneducated, highly inarticulate, highly stupid, okay? I'm having trouble getting all of this out. But it's the truth, okay? I'm just trying to give you ways to think about it, because you shouldn't be betting on a solid world out there. There's not. There's a flux of energy that appears phenomenally real. It's phenomenally relatively real. Yes, I will give you that 100%. I am not here to deny the appearance of solidity, impenetrability, and extended figure, but I am here to deny the reality of solidity, impenetrability, and extended figure, because I've seen it. I've seen it go out in a blink of an eye, dude. Literally a blink of an eye. And reappear in a blink of an eye. I know it's not real. I will bet against it every fucking time. But you are real. The conscious observer is real. You guys, if you really want something that just keeps going into my mind, think about reality as like a 2D heart monitor bar that's black. It's just black. It's just a black bar that just pulsates. And if you zoom into that black bar pulsating, it looks like our phenomenal world. Okay? Think about it like that. Don't fall in love with the outer world. Let the outer world happen through you. Okay? Because the outer world is beautiful and it's real and you should love it. And your you don't lose anything, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The things that really matter, like your family, your friends, your pets, your community, that's real. But the street signs, the garbage you throw your dog's poop bags in, the fence that you love, the yard that you love, the car that you love, the clothes that you love. Yeah, these things aren't real. Yeah, they're not. And do not bet on them. Bet on you, bet on your family, bet on your friends, bet on your community. And bet on a good interference pattern. Do not bet on phenomenally relative things, on a phenomenally relative reality. No. Another slogan. Reality. The ground of being becoming bent. That's all it is. That's all that's going on here. Another slogan. Reality is apertures becoming and cooling down. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's Wigner's friend and von Neumann right there. Right there. And Gödel, we complete it right there. Gödel's incomplete because he doesn't have apertures becoming and cooling down. Apertures becoming and cooling down for infinity. Apertures becoming and cooling down is von Neumann. And Wigner's friend, the interconnectedness. Boom. Aristotle is the father of the noun. Boo! No more nouns. Nouns are dead. It's all about verbs. You are not a person. You are a process. You are an infinitely reprogrammable energy process. You are a process. You are not a person. Abraham is the father of the gap. Boo! No more gap. No more separation. Boo! Bertrand Russell, the father of the cold. Boo! We don't want energy cooling down anymore. We want energy becoming. Yay! Energy becoming. Aware being. Now aware becoming. Or awaring. I am no longer a fragment of the universe. No, I am now residing as being. Schrodinger's screen of infinite superposition. I am not a person in the world. I am the aware becoming of the world. Let's see here. 0101 Pulse City. You guys. The 0101 Pulse City. This city will literally take you for all of infinity. It's the ground of being's only city that she cares about. If you want to impress any master, let me say it like this, you guys. If you were to ever meet Sri Yukteswar or like someone like that today, if you were to meet the Ramana Maharshi of today, he wouldn't care at all. If you could manifest gold, if you could astral body travel, he wouldn't care. He might care if you could feed the hungry, but he'd still say that's only temporary. What he'd be really impressed, you guys, if you want to impress the Ramana Maharshi of today, is showing him the 0101 Pulse City, taught to us by Baba Ram Dass, which was brought to us by, oh my god, Neem Karoli Baba. Steve Jobs loved Yogananda and Neem Karoli Baba, okay? So Baba Ram Dass, let's just, Neem Karoli is a saint of saints. We can give him credit for sure, but let's just keep it West and Baba Ram Dass. Baba Ram Dass gave us the 0101 Pulse City. Be here now. Be loved now. If you were to ever meet a true master of today, and you didn't show them, but you demonstrated to them the 0101 Pulse City, they would recognize you in a heartbeat, in an instant. Because you are that, they are you. You be here now, and you be loved now to the best of your ability for all infinity. Because it's the basics. It's like doing karate without kicking and punching. If you don't know how to kick and punch properly in karate, you're not going to go anywhere. If you don't know how to manifest, if you don't know how to 0101 Pulse City, it doesn't matter about manifestation or teleportation. You're going to eventually crash back into Samsara. You're going to get fucked. So, 0101 Pulse City is the most important city anyone could ever learn. And I'm telling you from my own personal happening, becoming, witnessing experience, okay? Be here now, 0. Be loved now, 1. That's the macroscopic. The microscopic is 0, Buddha, Gödel, 1, Jesus von Neumann. 0, be here now, Buddha, Gödel, 1, be loved now, Jesus von Neumann. Do you see that? Philosophy, Eastern philosophy, Western philosophy. And it's not philosophy, it's truth. Enough with philosophy. I'm done with philosophy. If you want, logistics is fine. I can talk logistics, but I'm not talking philosophy, and I'm not talking... I don't even want to talk logistics. I'm talking fucking truth, or I'm not talking at all. How about that? Guys, and honestly, enough with small talk. Holy shit. So you guys, I actually have to go back into work and apologize to this person, but it's because he tried to have small talk with me, and I was on break, and I wasn't, like, outright rude to him, but, like, in my heart, I knew I could have been nicer and given him more time. So I have to go back, and I have to apologize to him. But, guys, seriously, enough with fucking small talk. Don't talk unless you have something important to say. We should be focusing on the silence, on the being. You guys, I just spent the last 5 or 6 years essentially by myself. I cannot tell you how important it is to have solitude, to have silence, to have becoming. And you guys, you don't have to have ultimate silence. I kept headphones in the whole time, essentially. But yeah, I had a lot of me time is what I'm trying to get at, okay? And if you have that right now, take advantage of that. And if you don't, you should probably find some more of it. And if you're married with kids, or if you're just married with another, then you have to work around that because you should be there for them too. Unless you want to go the route of the Buddha, dude. I said that in one of my first videos. If you feel like you need to go somewhere, maybe that's a calling. But you guys, you can't really run away from your problems. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're not going to end up like the Buddha, because maybe that's the right thing. But where I sit now, I would not say to just do that. But then again, that's what the Buddha did. But I would say if you're a Westerner, you're probably not the kind of, I'll say, reappearance, because I don't believe in incarnation, and rebirth is okay. So whatever Buddha rebirthed from or reappeared from, he had a different mind stream, a different conscious stream, and a conscious plane than us Westerners, okay? Us Western minds. And I'm talking to Easterns too, because the whole world today has Western minds. So if you have a Western mind and you're thinking about leaving your family, I'd recommend probably not doing that. And let's keep in mind the Buddha also had a whole kingdom to make sure that his family was taken care of. So, and he went back and saw them. So what I'm trying to say is, like, no matter what your issues are in samsara, what you have is something you can deal with. It really is. And if it's not, that's between you and your ground of being. Essentially, you and God. And if you feel like you gotta go, bro, you gotta go. The Buddha had to go. So if you gotta go, ultimately you gotta go. But I would recommend not doing that. That would be my recommendation to you. Try to make it work. Bro. Let me say it like this. Even when I talked with my friend last, he was like, yeah, you realized you had to text me because I wasn't going to text you. Bro, see, he knew that, like, he had to, that he even essentially admitted to me in that moment that, you know, he might be a little bit too prideful and too stubborn, at least in this moment as of these days, to reach out to me. So if you want something done, you're going to have to fix it, is essentially what I'm trying to say. So running from our problems usually isn't the answer. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, I'm trying to get off this topic, but I'm just saying that 0101 Pulse City can help you through any trouble, no matter what. And ultimately what you decide is between you and your existence and your beingness, because you are everyone and everything else. The East has methodology. We have mythology. That's why we think stuff like this is silly, you guys. It's not. I'm telling you, you're an infinitely reprogrammable energy process. You're not a fucking human being with a body and a mind and a soul. 3 separate things. Garbage. Trite dribble. Get that shit out of here. Sorry if it offends you. I'm talking to us, like people like me. Like if you're religious or whatever, I don't mean to offend you. But still, ultimately, it is technically, logistically wrong. Because how are you marrying 3 things? You need to, the thing about like stuff like this is what I'm trying to avoid. I'm not trying to get into stuff like this, but like just to like someone like me will totally let you do what you're never gonna have to answer like, oh, I'm gonna tell you, if you ever tell someone that your way is right, I will say to your fucking face that you're wrong. But if you just keep to yourself and believe in your own practices, I would never bother you. But what I will tell you, if you're watching this and you care at all, is if you actually want to remain coherent and not decoherent, you have to find a way to combine the 2 things, the body and the mind and the soul, apparently. These are 3 things now, and that takes a 4th thing to add in there. So if you want the body and the mind, if you're dualistic, you have to marry that with the 3rd thing. Where did that 3rd thing come from? What's that 3rd thing? You guys, I'm telling you, as someone who's studied this for the last 5 or 6 years and someone who's witnessed, who has happened to become the ground of being, I've seen the phenomena go out. Don't bet on that. You are the noumena. Be the noumena, baby. You are the noumena. The phenomena happens within you. The phenomena resides within you. There is no phenomena out there. There is phenomena within you. Okay? Do you understand that? There is no phenomena out there. There will never be phenomena out there outside of you. Never. And everything solid you know is nothing but energy and flux. So don't bet on that either. You are already in heaven. You are in the most of heavens right now. You just don't know it because you and I are so far down in the 3D samsara, okay? So you need to understand that. You are already in heaven. The kingdom of heaven is within you, is within me. Isn't that what Jesus said? Kingdom of heaven is within you. Didn't he literally say that? I'm pretty sure he literally said that. You guys, this is Eastern methodology. Jesus was literally, all that happened was, you guys, this is coming to me right now. So essentially Sufism is, so Islam is totally, Muslims and Islam and Sufis, they're all mixed with India and all that area of the world, and Hinduism. They have problems, but they also have good times. So essentially, guys, all that really happened was Jesus stumbled upon probably Kabbalistic masters. Jesus stumbled upon Sufic masters. And all of this stuff is the same exact knowledge, just told through different words of Hinduism and Buddhism. And honestly, he probably met true Hindu and Buddhist masters too. Guys, there's no way around it, you guys. And if he didn't meet Hindu and Buddhist masters, which I would bet on, he fucking met Sufi and Kabbalistic masters, you guys. It's the same truth. That's why I'm telling you. Any dualism that you've been separated, like, you guys, it's good to love Jesus, but Jesus told you to turn the other cheek, bro. Do you understand what that means? Are you really sure you're ready to, like, all your pump up energy? Bro, Jesus is like the ultimate surrender. I'm gonna give you a little more leeway. I go to the Bhagavad Gita and Krishna talking to, gosh. I can't believe I can't remember the name of the main character. But, yeah. I say a little bit more defense even than Jesus. Okay? Jesus told you to literally turn the other cheek. And I'm telling you that you don't do defense. Do anything you can to not do defense. No violence. No violence. Ever. No violence. No physical hurting. Ever. Ever. Jesus told you to turn the other cheek. I'm not even going to say are you sure about that or anything like that. Or how about that? Because it's not really a joke. It's actually the ultimate truth. I'm just not even there yet. I'm not going to sit back and let someone wail on me. I'm not. And I'm not going to sit back and watch someone else get wailed on. I don't think Jesus would sit back and watch someone else get wailed on. But Jesus would let people wail on him. I'm not going to do that. I'm here for life, baby. I'm here for the enjoyment of the show. Jesus died for us, you guys. I don't think he'd let back and let other people get hurt, but he definitely would let other people beat up on him. Are you ready to do that? Are you ready to let other people beat up on you? Because that's truly what really it means, you guys. When you talk about, like, true spirit, like, you guys, you need to understand that, like, the Buddha. But, you guys, you have to understand that, like, the Buddha, Rumi, and these people wouldn't really end up in these situations because they wouldn't be out there looking for him. Jesus was, in that time, he was there to end the sacrifices, you guys. The people of his time were sacrificing animals and, like, you know, they were just doing a lot of sacrifices, you guys. Jesus came to end all of those sacrifices. So Jesus told you to turn the other cheek, dude. Literally, let them hit you again. You can't say you love Jesus if you want to hurt someone. If you want to hurt someone in any way, physically, violently, you don't know Jesus at all. You do not. You are actually living in sin, which is the missing the mark. Not in hellfire. You're completely missing the mark. What a sin is when the arrow misses the mark. You are sinning. You are completely missing Jesus' mark. I'm essentially right there at Jesus, but I'm going, listen, Jesus, I'm not gonna just let someone pound me into sand, and I'm not gonna let someone pound those I love and am around into sand. It's just not gonna happen. I'm here for life. I'm here for energy. I'm here for becoming. I'm not here for cooling down. I'm not here for electrons. I'm here for positrons. So You know, like you. I'm not comparing. I'm not comparing myself to Jesus. I'm just saying that like these people, they're speaking truth, and I happen to be speaking the same thing as them, but that's only because truth is truth, and truth doesn't just go away because people get nailed to crosses. If it did, it would have ended a long fucking time ago, dude. Okay? The single positron universe, you guys. Dirac's positronian plenum. It is scientifically, mathematically, quantum mechanically, quantum field theoretically bulletproof. I'm pretty sure Feynman made all sorts of diagrams about the timing. I'm pretty sure those are the Feynman diagrams, you guys. It is not the one electron universe. It is the one positron universe. And that positron is not a particle or a mental thing. It is a infinite becoming of aware being. And you are that aware being. Guys, Buddha had Einstein's photoelectric effect and time dilation down. Momentariness, dude. Photoelectric effect. Einstein said this shit comes in packets. Moments. People wanted a continuum. Space-time continuum. Have you ever heard of that? There's no such thing. Let it go. It's dead. It's not real. Quantum mechanics, quantum field theory isn't incomplete. You're incomplete. Because you don't have the observer. Once you have the observer, essentially everything figures itself out. The positronian is the pulse. It allows for the observer. Buddha had the electric effect way before, and Buddha also had the shadow, guys. Jung's shadow. He had samsara. And he had this philosophy. So the West, you guys, the three best, Buddha had Schopenhauer, Einstein, and Jung. 2,500 years ago. What are we doing? What are we doing? Come on. And not you and me. I want to make sure of that. I'm talking about our elites, you guys. Our academics. You guys, I'm not trying to... I'm saying this as no one, no thing, okay? And I'm trying to become everyone, everything. But I say this as no one, no thing. I am more coherent than even Federico Fagin, Bernardo Kassab, and Donald Hoffman. Why? Because they're too in the phenomenal world. They don't have enough noumena yet. It's not because I'm smarter than them or better than them in any way. They would wipe me off the face of this earth in arithmetic. If you could imagine what I see as like a calculating computer screen and what they see as a calculating computer screen, their calculations would be thousands of times better. Mine's like dun, 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 dun. Like that's literally the tempo of my mind, you guys, okay? So yeah, theirs is like mine's like dun, 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 dun. That's literally it, okay? I am a goofball. I am a no one, a no thing. Becoming everyone, everything. You are not a human, you are not a person, you are not a body mind. No, you are a human headset, maybe fair enough, but you are an infinitely reprogrammable energy process in a reap. You are an aperture. The beholden of the beheld. No, a beholden of the beheld, yeah. There's one number, 0, and that 0 is infinite becoming. So there's 3 numbers, 0, 1, and infinity. 0, 1, infinity. 3 numbers, actually 1 number, and it's 0. and its infinite potential. Those are the 1, 2, 3s of energeticism. The ABCs are aware being, consciousness. Aware being is the ground of being. Guys, it couldn't be simpler. It's very, to us Westerners, aware being is so vague. It's so generic. I understand your holdup. I get it. I know that you're like, that is not appropriate. We need more than that. But guys, you can't have more than that. I'm sorry. You can't. Because everything comes from that infinite potential. Think about it like this, you guys. If you really want, this is totally fair. Try to imagine ground-shaking stillness and deafening silence with your eyes completely closed. I know you can still see lights flickering, so it doesn't count and all that. Even though it kind of does with the phenomena, but it's nothing like what I experienced, believe me, or witnessed or had become. I can assure you that what we're doing right now is not the becoming that I had happen. But this is an absolute okay analogy. Eyes closed and imagining Vanta Black, deafening silence, ground-shaking stillness. That is completely appropriate. Now, everything appears. And you can even imagine being a 360 being, like an owl can turn its head, or like an angel, like seeing out the back of your head. All phenomena arises of pure consciousness, because there is no space world out there. There's no space-time. There's a screen, a Schrodinger screen of infinite superposition, and all phenomena arises on that screen. But guys, you give up the mass, you give up the Higgs in a metaphor. You know, you still use Higgs and mass for technology and stuff like that, and for your actual reason why you can't float or fly like a yogi. You keep the Higgs and the mass as reality, but you lose it metaphorically. You go, oh, I'm not strapped to this body and this mind, and there is no space-time. There's just a movie happening through me. I am that which is. Do you see that? That's what you do. And it doesn't matter how far away in this world you go or how close to home you stay. It all happens through you. Because Mama says home is where the heart is. Home is where the shell is with the turtle. And since you're a rabbit with a turtle shell, and your rabbit mama taught you that home is where the heart is, and you have a turtle shell, you're set for life. And this rabbit can now go and express the polar bear of being. Off into infinite awareness, bro. The polar bear axiom, we'll go through that real quick again. The polar bear is jet black skin. The jet black skin creates transparent hairs, which present as a white bear. The Vanta Black skin of the Vanta Black mother, of the Vanta Black womb, creates transparent awareness, creates apertures, gives rise to apertures. Transparent hairs gives rise to transparent awareness. It is transparent awareness. It doesn't give rise. It is. The Vanta Black ground of being is pure awareness. But it gives rise to what we say is transparent awareness, to see the white fur of the polar bear, to see the rainbow green qualia of the world. It's all the same thing, you guys. Right now, ground of being. We are the transparent ground, Vanta Black ground, and now we are the transparent white fur phenomena expressed as red, green, blue qualia. Do you see that? So simple, so easy. And just real quick, we can do it even a little deeper. The jet black skin of the polar bear is 2D skin dermis that gives rise to infinite 1D dermal papillae, which is your consciousness stream. And the jet black skin of the polar bear, the 2D whatever consciousness planes of ours interact and give rise to this interference pattern. And don't even think about yet the 4D, the 5D, the infinite Ds, the infinities. Glutamation is chemistry. So we have biology metaphor, we have chemistry. Biology, we are existing. We have a biological metaphor. Chemistry, we have a reason. It's called glutamation. The glutamation couples with the 0 point, which is what happened to me, or the 0 point field. That's like meditation when you go out to like the lowest flickering qualia light realms, or to the infinite the Maha Avatar Babaji realms. That's like you're coupling with the ZPF, you're coupling with the ZP. The ground of being is the 0 point. Think about that. I'll try to use more scientific terms. The ground of being is the 0 point. It's literally the 0 point in which all 0 point field arises from. I'll try to start using that way more. Yeah. Geodesic grid. Right, we bring Buckminster Fuller in here. Because everything that's going on out here, guys, is a qualiatic optical energy play in the gridded pattern of Buckminster Fuller's geodesic grid. Or web, or whatever you want. That's all that's going on out here. Some call it an illusion. Some call it a sporadic play of energy. I choose to go with a sporadic play of energy. Just don't get lost in the sporadic play of energy. Don't bet your chips on that. Okay? I think that's it so far. Alright, au revoir, guys. Doses.